I have a good woman, I ain't good looking, but I do some cooking, I'm the old fat guy. So use that oven if you want some lovin', be like the old fat guy. Be like the old fat guy.
Welcome to another edition of You Can Make It with the Old Fat Guy. I don't know about you, but I love schnitzel. The only problem is schnitzel is usually made with veal. And veal is hideously expensive, and she who must be obeyed assures me that it is not humanely treated to make veal. So veal isn't a choice for my schnitzel. You can make schnitzel out of pork, but I don't know, it just doesn't taste quite right to me. What I have tried is making schnitzel out of chicken thighs, and I find it gives a really good schnitzel, so that's what we're going to do today, is make chicken schnitzel. We're also going to make a wonderful mushroom gravy that's incredibly easy to go over it. So, without further ado, let's get started on making our chicken schnitzel and using our first key ingredient in all of the videos that You Can Make It, copious quantities of wine taken internally. We're going to start by preparing our chicken thighs. I have 4 boneless, skinless chicken thighs. They're already pretty thin, but you want to get them down to about 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch. And just do it by putting them on some wax paper, folding the wax paper over on top of it, and taking a mallet or a heavy pot. And don't really take up your aggravations. You just want to slowly beat it up to a thin. If you hit it too hard, it will just totally fall apart. And there we go. A nice thin chicken thigh, and I'll just do that for the other 3. The next thing we're going to do is bread our cutlets. I am going to start by making the egg wash that's going to be used in our breading station. I have 15 milliliters or a tablespoonful of milk in this casserole dish. I'm just going to add an egg and 2 milliliters of rosemary or half a teaspoon, 2 milliliters of dried parsley or half a teaspoon, a half a milliliter or 1/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 milliliter or a 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and just a pinch of nutmeg. And we're just going to throw those in with the milk and the eggs. And then we'll beat our egg mixture up. Once I've got the eggs mixture and the spices and milk all mixed together, over here what I have is 75 milliliters or 1/3 of a cup of all-purpose flour. And on this plate I have 150 milliliters or 3/4 of a cup of dry breadcrumbs. And then I just need a plate to put these on after we bread them. So we'll start by spreading the flour out on this plate so we can put our cutlets in them. We'll take the first chicken thigh and we'll just lay it in the flour, getting a nice coating of flour on it, and then into the egg wash, and then onto the breadcrumbs. You don't need a huge thick layer of breadcrumbs. Whatever falls off is just fine. And we're just going to repeat that with the other 3 chicken thighs. Excuse the hair, but She Who Must Be Obeyed is taking the movie this time, and she insists that I comb it, so it's not my normal flyaway. We'll start off by making a really simple mushroom gravy to go with our chicken schnitzel. Just got a can of cream of mushroom soup. Empty it out here. Into a nice saucepan. And to that, I'm going to add 1/2 cup of milk, 25 milliliters of soy sauce for some color, and 5 milliliters of Worcester sauce. It's not Worcestershire sauce, it's Worcester sauce. And we'll just give that a stir up, and then we're going to bring it to a boil to dissolve. I've preheated an electric fry pan to 325 degrees. I have a sip of wine. And I'm going to throw in 1/4 of a cup of butter. I know that seems like a lot of butter, but if you're making schnitzel, you got to use some butter. And we'll just let that melt down. So I've got the butter melted and it's all foamy, which is what I want. You can do this in a non-electric fry pan too, or medium-low heat if you don't have one, but electric fry pan just makes it more exact. And we're just going to throw our schnitzels into the pan. Okay, it's taken about 8 minutes to get the browning I like, so it took a bit longer than I expected, but we're just going to flip these over. Ah yeah, nice little brown, golden brown on there. Very nice. Just the way we want them. Perfect. The other side nicely browned up after about 4 minutes, but what you want to do is you want to test to make sure the internal temperature is over 170 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're well over, so it's perfect. And we can serve our schnitzel. Plate it up here. Best part of any meal, taking that first taste. So let's see how our chicken schnitzel tastes. Got a little bit of gravy there. Rich creamy gravy with a nice crust on it, nice moist chicken. Just tastes delicious, and the best part is you can make it.
When dinner time gets near, and your wife has made it clear, it's your turn to cook, my dear. You have no need to fear. Make the dinner feast your spouse, bring peace into your house. You can make it. If you're lucky, she will say, and life will be okay. Life will be okay. You can make it.